This is for someone that has forgotten something and needs to be reminded. And I feel like what I need to remind you of is this process that you're going through right now, this journey is meant to be fun while you're on the journey. It's meant to be enjoyed while you're still on the journey. The joy is not supposed to come from getting to the destination where you're hoping to land or who you're hoping to become. It's to enjoy the whole transformation, the whole process. And that is a lot simpler. I mean, it sounds a lot simpler than it may feel to a lot of people, myself included, because it's real easy to get so focused, right? You get in this mode where you're just focused on improving and you're focused on making sure that you are changing continuously and getting closer to that person that it becomes so serious and it puts so much weight on your shoulders that doesn't necessarily need to be there. You don't have to like what's the word? You don't have to abuse yourself into being better. Not to say that being serious about things is abusing yourself, but being so constricting and critical about times where you may feel like you're not acting as a person who's trying to become someone else or to become better. You may feel like you're taking steps back, and that critical judgment, I've talked about that in my other videos, and it's it's hard to not do sometimes, but it's really not necessary. I think what's really necessary is enjoying this. Like, even the, not even, especially the little things about the process. Like, if you're somebody who maybe you do the laundry and then it just sits there in a pile until you get around to folding it, and you sit there and look at the pile for days and then you finally get around to folding it, becoming that person that does the laundry and immediately puts it up, folds everything, hangs up everything that they need, that can be something you enjoy. You can enjoy making that change. And it can bring so much more joy to the process in general. Just having that little time where, you know, instead of dreading the laundry coming out and you having to do it, you're excited about it. You're excited about getting your time to enjoy just that little moment of doing your laundry and folding it up. Something that small can make a big difference when you're actually enjoying it instead of dreading it. It's like instead of there being weight on you, it's making you feel lighter to do it. And that was just an example, but I feel like there's so many things that we may not enjoy, that we may dread, that it's not always easy to turn around and have another perspective on it. Excuse me. But the thing is, it doesn't really have to be easy. It's just we have to remember where we're going and that the joy does not, the joy is not in the moment of where we're going, it's in now. So you can choose to be joyful now and to have fun with just doing the little things, doing things that yourself maybe a year ago would not have even been doing. You know, if you think about it, there are things that you did a year ago that you don't do anymore. And those things were so fun to you in those times until they weren't. So now, if you were to do those things, you wouldn't enjoy them. You wouldn't have fun doing them. And it's just kind of like you have to trick your mind into reversing that and just having fun doing things that you don't really find too exciting, too fun, making them joyful in some way, and just building up that sense, that feeling of joy. Because I feel like that's the most uh one of the most important lessons to learn on this journey is how to enjoy living without needing without needing something to look forward to, something specific to direct yourself to. Just finding joy in where you are now, what you're doing now. And I think it's really a skill in a way that takes practice. It takes a lot of tweaking because the journey that I'm on is not the same journey that you're on. I mean, it might be similar in ways, but we're um, we're two different people. We're unique in our own ways. So the things that might make something the things that might make something fun for me might not necessarily be the things that make them fun for you. But if we really let go of focusing so much on what we feel like things should be and where we feel like we should be, and we just focus on enjoying whatever we're doing in this moment, it can really change your whole perspective on this journey, and it can really make this journey a lot easier and a lot lighter. I know this is I'm recording this on December 30th, so we're close to the new year, damn close to the new year. I don't know if you're somebody that makes resolutions. Um, if you are, I'm not telling you not to make resolutions. I'm personally not somebody who makes um, resolutions anymore, just because I mean, I think we've all done that in the past and we've all had resolutions that we didn't keep. So it's not about, for me, it's not about using the fact that this is going to be a new year to try to make myself do something different. Um, I'm trying to do that every day, without constricting myself too much. But whether or not you're somebody that makes resolutions, if you are someone who makes resolutions, I'm not telling you not to, but I think you should definitely make a resolution to try to enjoy your daily moments more without any goal other than enjoying, other than feeling happy with how you are. And this is not to say that you aren't going to have moments where joy is like so far out of reach that you can't even think about it. There's going to be still stressful moments. There's going to be still moments where you feel sad or you feel hurt by things. And I'm not saying not to feel those things at all. And I know for some of us, there may be ways to find joy within those things as well. But I feel like sometimes or most of the times, those moments, you need to feel them how they are. You don't need to try to find some other feeling within that. But that's for those specific moments. I'm talking about just the small moments and the small changes that you make just finding joy and peace in those instead of just seeing it like a checklist. Like, okay, this is something that I did. Now let me move on to the next thing. It's like, yeah, you did that, but did you actually enjoy that? Or were you dreading the whole process? Are you waiting? Are you forcing yourself to wait to feel joy until you feel like you checked enough things off of that list? That's what I'm trying to remind you not to do, whoever you are. And I don't want to, like, what's the word? I can't think of the word right now at all. It's completely left my brain. But I'm saying these things because I I also, feel like sometimes I don't do that enough. I don't enjoy moments. Uh, I try not to talk about me too much on these videos. But one thing that anybody that knows me personally and knows my father knows that we have similar demeanors and we are both very serious most of the time. I mean, until we can joke, we can be funny, but when it comes to getting stuff done and uh, setting goals, we are very serious and very stern, and not just the direction, but in our energy. It's very seriousness, a very serious energy about us, a very like weighted down energy about us. And that's something that I'm trying to make sure that I don't continue to carry. Um, because, like I said, I feel like one of the most important parts of the process is enjoying it. And that's something that I've been able to do a lot this year, is to just enjoy doing little things that I maybe didn't enjoy before, or that I forgot I actually enjoyed, you know, or just enjoying cleaning my room or doing laundry or any small task that might have looked like such a, a big thing, that like a big thorn in my side, that it's like, I have to get that done. And instead of having that approach, it's more like, I get to do this. I can't wait to actually do that now. And I've been in that energy a lot this year, and I'm carrying that over into next year. So, whoever this is for, I want you, and I believe that you will do your best to try to stay out of that serious, heavy energy that you're so used to being in when it comes to this journey, when it comes to changing yourself into the person that you've dreamed of being. Because you've already done so much. You've already done so much from that energy alone. But you're at the point now where you've passed the point where you realize that energy is not what you needed in order to make the change. What you needed was to surrender the control and constriction that you had around yourself to get to this point. I'm sure anybody watching this video that has made it this far has gone through some breaking points, some things where it's like, man, I don't know if I'm going to get through this. I don't know how I'm going to get through this. I have no idea. And it's those moments where we get to that, that what feels like a final breaking point, and we just decide, I don't know how I'm going to get through this, but I do know that I'm going to get through this. And I'm leaving it out of my hands and giving it to the universe, or I'm giving it to God. I'm giving it to the source to let them handle it, because I know that they know how to get past this. And it's no use in me trying to stress myself out, trying to figure it out, when I feel so strongly that if I give it to them, that it will be handled. So I feel like we've all reached that breaking point. Sometime, whether it was this year, last year, past few years, I feel like we've all come to that point. And now that we've passed that point where we realize how much surrender can actually make a difference, it's time for us to really start enjoying not having to worry about those things, not having to stress about those things. Of course, I know that there's always going to be new things that come up, new things to stress about. But again, this is a skill. I feel like this is something that you have to practice and you have to continually do in order to really get good at it and to really feel safe within that energy of surrendering, that you know that you don't need to worry, you don't need to stress. So the main point that I want to make, the main thing that I want to remind you is just to enjoy the journey. Enjoy this moment on your journey, not just the end of your journey or the desired destination that you're trying to get to, because your journey doesn't really end. Uh, in my eyes, this keeps on going. And I don't think that's a bad thing. As humans, we're supposed to change continually. We're supposed to evolve. And I feel like it should be something that we get to enjoy, that we really get to like revel in and be at peace with, instead of feeling like we have so much on our shoulders that we have to carry. Because that's the point of surrendering, to give it all to whatever you are surrendering it to give it all to them and let them carry that weight. But it's easy to forget that you gave it all to them and forget that, you know, they have it under control. Um, it's very easy to forget, but that's why I wanted to remind you. And that's why I'm continuing to make these videos, because I feel like I need to be reminded sometimes. And I feel like if I need to be reminded, there's also someone else that needs to be reminded. So if you made it this far in the video, you're definitely the person that needed this reminder. And I hope it reached your heart. I hope that it actually made you feel something. It made you feel the potential that you can reach this year. I hope I explained it well enough to understand without being too rigid. But I'm just really happy for anyone on this journey, all the changes and transformations that you're going through. I'm really excited for you, and I really can't wait to feel the joy and the gratefulness that you feel whenever you finally remember this, or when you have remembered this, and when you're using this throughout your daily life, and you're able to not feel so heavy anymore. I'm just really I'm really stuck in that in that feeling for you, because I feel it for myself, and I also believe that it's real for you. So this message comes directly from my heart, sincerely from my heart. I really hope that it reached your heart. I really hope that it made an impact on you. And I hope that you're going into this year in this energy of play, of grace, and sovereignty, because that's who you are. You are a sovereign being. You're not just a human being. You're a sovereign being. You're free to create this life as you want to create this life. So I hope that you're embracing that this year more than you ever have. In fact, I know that you'll be embracing it more than you ever have. So I'll talk to you guys soon on the next video.